Hi grade one, welcome back from your half term. Hopefully you've had a lot of fun with your friends, with your family, you've watched some TV and not too much TV, and you've learned some fun and interesting things because taking a break is not just about doing absolutely nothing. No, it's just about, alright, we've been doing a lot of intense work, so we're just gonna cool it down for a bit until we return back to the intense work, and that's where we are right now. So welcome back to week 8. What we did last lesson in week 6 was we looked at the staff, which was these 5 lines, and it had this treble clef on it, or the G clef. And the reason why it was called the G clef is because it circled this line, which is the G line. We learned that each of these lines is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, and each of them get a specific word, which in turn gives it a specific letter. So, for these line notes, we used every good boy deserves Fanta. We took the first letter of each of those words, and those were the letters that the lines got. So, line 1 got E every, so first letter of every, E. Line 2 got good, first letter of good, G. Line 3 got boy, first letter of boy, B. Line 4 got deserves, first letter of deserves, D. And line 5 got face, first letter of face, F. Then we looked at the notes within the spaces, and we said to know what's in the spaces, you have to say face. F in space 1, A in space 2, C in space 3, and E in space 4. And we said if you forget what's in the space, hit your face, and it'll make sure it's in that noggin. So, now, what we're going to look at is, we're going to take our quarter notes and our half notes and our whole notes, and we're going to put them on the staff or the stave. And wherever the head, so the head is these black parts of it, that's called the head of the note, and the long part is called the tail. Okay, it's kind of like an animal. So it's head and it's tail. And wherever the head is, will tell us what note we have to play. So for example, in these ones, they are all on the lines. So we can see, alright, this note over here, this quarter note is on line number 1. So that means it gets a E, right there, an E. This quarter note is on line number 2. So it gets a every good, gets a good. This quarter note is on line number 3. So we say every good boy. So it gets a B. Then we go to this one and we say every good boy deserves. That's a D. Then we go to the last one. Every good boy deserves Fanta. It's an F. There you go. Now notice how when we pass this B line, the head faces right and the tail goes down. So when it's on D and F, head is facing right, tail is going down. When it's underneath the B line, the head is facing left and the tail is going up. Now, whenever it's on the B line, it can go either direction. It can have its head facing left and tail going up, or it can have its head facing right and tail going down. The B line is the one that can get both directions of the nose, okay? So let's try this one. Number 2, we can see that this first note is not in a line, but it's in a space. It's actually in space number 1. So we say, to remember the space notes, remember F, A, C, E, face. So, F goes in that space number 1. Space number 2. This note is on space number 2. That gets an A. Ooh, there we go. Then this note is in space number 1, 2, 3. F, A, C. And then this one is in space number 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gets, oh no, I forgot what's in the space. What should I do? Hit my face! Yes! Face. So, F, A, C, E. Yeah, oh, I never need to forget what's in this space. Hey, look at that, it even spells face. My face hurts, but at least I remember the right note. Alright, let's go to number 3. Let's check this out. Let's see what happens here. So we have 4 quarter notes, another 4 quarter notes, then we have a whole note. Now, just so you don't get confused or shocked, you can get any note. You can have a quarter note, a half note, or a whole note. And as long as it's on the staff or the stave, it will get a note. If it's in the space, we know what to use, face. If it's on a line, we know what to use. Every good boy deserves fanfare. Have you been a good boy or a good girl? All right, we're about to see if you can get these notes right. So let's go over here. This is in space number 2. So F, A, that's A. Let's do it together. This is on a line, and it's on line number 1, 2, 3. So that's every good boy. This note is on a space. It's on space number 1, 2. So face, F, A. And this note is on line number 2. So that's a every good. So what do we have here? A bag. Wow, we can spell words with a staff in our nose. That's awesome. I want to spell words all day. But we don't have all day, but I'm going to do some more after this video is done. So let's go to the next one. So this note is on line number, it's on a line. And it's on line number 1, 2, 3. So every good boy, that's a B. This next one is on a space. So it's on space number 1, 2. So F, A. That spells A. Next one, it's on a line. Line number 1, 2, 3. That's every good boy. B. This one is on a space. It's on space number 2. So F, A. What does that spell? Baba. In Kiswahili that means father. Yeah. I learned Kiswahili once and I never forgot it. Alright. Next one. We're going to go on this whole note. Oh my, we can see straight through. It looks like a stomach. So it's on space number 1. So that means it gets F. There we go. So we just spelled a bag over here. We spelled Baba. Then we just had a random F. Why? Because it's fun. F for fun. Yeah, reading music notes is fun. Alright, let's go to number 4. Alright, so one thing I want you guys to get really used to is not always looking at these, but having them fully memorized. The same way if someone says, how do you spell your name? Let's say, for example, your name is JJ Joe. So how do you spell JJ Joe? I just need to remember my alphabet. I don't need to look at my alphabet. So let's spell JJ Joe. I need a J, 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 and an O. Wow, JJ Joe. So the same thing. You need to be able to memorize your notes and where they fall, so you don't have to look at this, okay? And that's how we're going to be doing things as we get better. So let's look at number 4. We have a quarter note, and it's on a line. It's on line number 1, 2, 3. Every good boy. Yeah, it's a B. Alright, we have a minim or a half note. We can see through it. If you can see through it, it's a half note. And that means it goes ta-a. And over here, it's on a space. On space number 2. 1, 2. So F-A. Yay! And then over here, we have a quarter note. It's on a line. Which line? Line number 1, 2, 3, 4. So every good boy deserves. Yeah. Oh, that spells bad. That's not good. Alright, next one. We have a quarter note on line number 1. So that's simple. Every. So E. Then we have 2 notes that are actually on the same line. So if we get this one, we'll get that one. Whether it's a minim or crotchet, that doesn't matter because we just want to know what the notes are. It only matters when we're actually clapping the rhythm. Okay? So it's on a line, line number 2. So every good. So it's G. And since this one is on the same line, it's also G. What do we have here? Bad egg. Don't eat bad eggs. They're not good for your health. Hopefully you didn't have any this after. Alright, next one. We have some more stomachs. It's like stomach patrol. So this whole note is on a line. It's on line number 1, 2, 3. So every good boy. B. That's a B right there. Let's see this one. This is on a space. It's on space number 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's F-A-C-E. E, there we go. Then this one is actually on the same note as that line as that one. Oh, so all we have to do is, what was over here? It's a B. Same thing. If we have it there, we don't need to calculate it again. We just remember. And this one is on a space. It's on space number 1, 2, space number 2. So F-A. What does that spell? Beba beba! Woo woo! Matatus! I love matatus. They're awesome. I wish I had matatus where I came from, but we don't. So that's why I love Kenya. I told you I knew some Kiswahili. Alright, let's go to number 5. So, we only have 2 more left. So hopefully you've got this really well. If you haven't, then you can rewind. Alright, number 5. So, we have a quarter note here. Hopefully you can see it's a bit smaller. But it's on a space. Space number 1, 2, 3. So that is a F-A-C. I have a C right there. Then this quarter note is on another space. Space number 2. 1, 2. So F-A. There we go. C-A. Then this half note is on a line because I can see through it and I can see the line. Wow, that's really helpful. So that's every good boy deserves. That's D. Then this last one, this whole note, that's on a space, the highest space. So F-A-C-E, space. What do we spell? Sade. I think that's like a name. All right. And then we have over here a whole note. So that's A because it's on the second space. All right. And then we have, oh, it's on the same space. So that's another A. All right. Then this one is on space number 1, 2, 3. That spells F-A-C. That's a C. Then we have a final space. F-A-C-E. That's an E right there. That spells ace. All right, let's go to these last 2. So this is all the way at the top on the space. So space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4. F-A-C-E. All right. Then what about this one? Oh, this one a line. I can see through it. So line 1, every. That starts with E. Oh, look at that. We have 2 E's. High E and a low E. And yeah, that's awesome. So let's go to the last one. And hopefully you've followed along and you're doing awesome. All right, so over here we have a whole note on the second space. So that's F-A. That's an A. All right. Then over here we have a line. It's a quarter note on a line. Line number 4. So every good boy deserves D. Then up over here, it's on a space. Space number 4. F-A-C-E. I use space because it's on a space. Then over here, oh, it's also in a space. So space number 1, space number 2. That's F-A. All right, then over here, it's on a line. So let's go for it. Every good boy deserves. Remember, when we're on lines, we use every good boy. When we're in spaces, we use space. 3 more. So this is on a line. The third one. Every good boy. B. Then all the way at the top on the space. Space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4. That's F-A-C-E. Oh, there it goes. And here, oh, we can see through it. It's on the first line. That means we use every good boy deserves Fanta. So it's on an E. So E. What does that say? A dead B. Oh man, that's sad. But that's life. So everyone, so we've just learned how to use our staff so that we can get the letters for specific notes. We can use either a quarter note, a half note, or a whole note. And we can spell words with it. It's so fun. I'm going to continue after this video is done. So make sure, whenever you're doing this, you see if it's on a line or a space. And if it's on a line, you use every good boy deserves Fanta. If it's in a space, hit your face, not too hard, and you'll know to use face. If you do that, then you're one step closer to being able to play music. Alright guys, see you next time.